Welcome to The Good Pod, where today we're talking The Good Wife, Season 3, Episode 15, The Road to Damascus. I am one of your hosts, Jason Reed. With me, as always, Marissa Garza. How are you?
I'm good,
You good?
Jason. Are you good?
Are you good?
Are you
I'm good.
But I'm really concerned now. Are you good?
I'm good.
Okay.
Good.
Okay.
I'm okay. I'm less than good, Marissa. I have
Oh.
some bad news,
Oh
right?
no. Oh
So,
no.
I've been podcasting for a while now, but there was this incident before I started podcasting. I was a little hard up, for money. So I
Yeah, because podcasting just has really changed your
yeah,
financial outlook.
exactly. And so, I was desperate. I wanted to podcast. So I was like, you know what? I broke into another podcaster's house. I stole their microphone, but
Jason.
but but I did give it back before I started my first podcast. I was like, this is wrong. I went back. I gave him the podcast microphone back, but the podcasting guild, through some anonymous tipster,
Oh my
found
goodness.
out about this microphone theft. I mean, that's one of the worst things you can do in the podcasting industry is steal another podcaster's microphone.
Yeah.
So the podcast guild found out about it, and unfortunately, they gave me suspension. They said you can either never podcast again, or because we found out you've been podcasting about The Good Wife for so long for free that we're going to give you an option of suspension. So I was like, okay, cool. I'll take the suspension. I got like a 3-month suspension. So
Jason.
I have to let you and the audience know
Oh
that.
my gosh. 3 months without podcasting will kill you.
I know, but it's gotta happen, Marissa. I gotta figure out something to do. I know it's gonna be really tough not podcasting for 3 months, but I'll figure it out. Just kidding. Just kidding, everyone. Don't worry. I will. It was a joke, guys. It was a joke.
Jason had a bit. He did his bit. It was a bit. We committed to the bit.
I hope you didn't freak out by hearing I was going to be podcasting.
You are on a lot of podcasts, Jason. This would be like a detrimental feeling across the podcast world.
It would definitely be a dent in the podcast community to not have me talk about The Good Wife, Gilded Age, messy reality TV. It would be felt across the country, across the world. Even.
I mean, because some of those pods might be on American Airlines. Who knows?
Exactly. Rob has a podcast now streaming on American Airlines. You might be able to hear me talk about a perfect match over on an airplane soon, which is really trippy and weird, interesting. Although I do think I don't even know if there's going to be any podcasts that don't feature Rob Sestrino on that plan. I don't know.
Who knows?
All I know is I'm not getting money from it. But either way, let's move on. Here we are, episode 15. If you think about it, it's a pretty big episode because we got some ramifications happening, but also on the other hand, there's just kind of another episode.
It's like a audience explainer episode with a character turning point episode.
Yeah.
That's it, pretty much. And like Dana's mad.
Yes. Hopefully the Dana goodbye we've been waiting for.
I can only hope.
And listen, we got the return of someone in that storyline that I'm very excited about. We'll talk about when we get there. But before we dive deep into the episode, I want to remind you of some free and easy ways you can help this podcast. You can do that by reviewing, rating, and subscribing. Wherever it is, you can do all those things. You can also email us at thegoodpodfeedback@gmail.com. As always, thank you so much for reviewing, rating, subscribing, and emailing if that's any of those things you choose to do. It helps the podcast greatly by getting in more eyes and ears of the people that are looking for content like this. We do also have another way you can contribute to the show. We do have a page over at buymeacoffee.com/goodpod. You can go there and you can kind of donate or contribute monetarily if that is what you choose to do. We are not, there's no pressure. There's no, you're still going to get this podcast for free either way. We just really appreciate some dollars if you choose to give us a little monetary contribution. We do want to thank some peeps that have given over on buymeacoffee.com. Crystal, Karen, Vaporblade patron have all contributed since we had this link up. So thank you so much to those people for helping this podcast, stay afloat, stay on its feet. We to help us do what it is we do, because it does take a little bit of Skrilla. So thank you so much for helping us out in that way. Marissa.
Yeah.
now that we've gotten all that out the way, let's get into the case. Let's get into the episode. Get into the case, get into the episode, whatever.
Yeah, let's just get into it.
Let's get into it.
All right. So this is an episode that starts with exactly the same place we left off from last episode, which was but a different camera angle. We still have like Peter telling Wendy's got car, like, you can go, like, don't let the door hit you on the way out. And she's like, well, I am going to stop at the bar. And so that's put into motion. Will is dancing his heart out. As you know, I love when Will is dancing. He's at his like victory party and gets a call from Carrie. And Carrie's very like okay about it. You know, he's like, well played, dude. Like, way to go. And Will's feeling pretty good. Like, he's feeling high on life. He's feeling like things are good. I mean, he's not with Alicia, so things aren't great, but things are good.
Yeah, we've seen this before from Will. When Will thinks he's out of trouble, just in this thing alone, when he first heard that he was going to get like brought up on charges, he's like, "Oh my god!" And then he thinks he's out of it when Kalinda tells him, "Nope, Peter's back down." He's like, "Oh, yes, great! I feel a new new sense of life. I'm free." He goes out and he wants to go do some good, I guess.
Yeah, because he walks right into Diane's office, and Diane's got like all of these pictures of the Arab Spring up in her office. As you know, Diane is a like bleeding heart liberal. She will do anything to help people, especially in situations like this. And it brings up the Arab Spring, which I don't know, Jason, do you remember the Arab Spring?
I don't. You tell me, history professor.
Well, the Arab Spring was a period of time where a lot of Arab countries all kind of like organized and rebelled against their governments. It wasn't just in one country, it was in multiple countries. But what made this so different was that it was young people and they really were using technology. Twitter was a huge place for the Arab Spring to take off. And as we kind of see in this episode, there's a lot of, video chats, there's a lot of technological support in making this happen, which if you want to think about how that applies to today, feel free. And if you want to talk about it with me, feel free to send me an email at thegoodfeedback.com because I'm sure that is a rabbit hole we can go down together at some point. But basically, why she has all these pictures is because she's representing a class action suit where people in Syria, protesters in Syria, were either captured, killed, harmed in some way due to the impacts of ChumHum. Our good friends at ChumHum are back, and Will is like, I want in on this. Like, get me in right now. And she's like, Diane's like, this is because of the situation, right? Like, it's like, no, I passed it up before the trial, but it was like because of the grand jury. Like, it wasn't because of like anything else, Diane. Like, don't read into it.
Yeah, because like last time Will thought he was, he was free and clear. He took that military case. He was like, yeah, he's like, I'm feeling myself now. I'm good. I'm out of trouble. Like, let's go help military personnel. Let's do that. Now he's like, yeah, I'm in it. I want back in. Let's go. He's like revitalized because he's like out of trouble now. So he's all down for this. He's all gung ho to take this case. I love gung ho Will. He's like, let's do this shit. Let's do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it right. Let's be grimy. Let's do this thing. I was like, okay, Will.
Yeah. So Viola, aka Rita Wilson, is back, and Alicia's like all concerned because she's like, "Well, last time she asked me to join her firm." So Alicia goes right up to Viola to welcome her. She's like, "Who are you? What's going on?"
Oh man, Viola being Viola. Viola is so witty. She's like, wait. I mean, obviously, she's probably just pretending she doesn't know who Alicia is to mess with her
because she didn't like answer her call or whatever.
Yeah. Also. Well, yeah, and also it's like. Who are you? Oh, yeah, you're Alicia, sure, whatever your name is. Because we saw it last time. Alicia went to Viola. Viola's like, you're just not being utilized enough here. Why don't you call me? You can come join us. And Alicia's like, oh, it's gonna be weird because I turned down her offer. Oh my gosh! And then for Viola to be like, say what? Who? Huh? I don't know. Alicia's like, oh, oops,
oopsies. Yeah. So she's back. Neil Gross is back, the founder of ChumHum. And so basically, this has to do with ChumHum software called CoursePoint that was sold to the Syrian government and is being used to help identify protesters to arrest them, torture them, or murder them. Doesn't sound familiar in any way to what this country is doing, using technology in any way to find people or going through their phones, but that's what's happening in this instance. Neil is they're basically saying the only reason Lockhart Gardner is involved in this is because they represent Edelstein, Patrick Edelstein, who is also in this international market of selling software and having to do with privacy rights and everything. And Will's like, no, we're in it because of the people that are. And I was like, okay, like, all right, get out, go, Will, go. Viola offers $100,000 in a scholarship fund and says, and we promise to be better, basically. And at this point, Caitlin's like, is that what you asked us in here for? And Alicia's like, why are you talking? Why are you speaking?
I was like, Alicia, I was like, oh, Caitlin, no, this is not the time, Caitlin. This I know you're like all upstarty and you're all ready to start a revolution, but calm down. The adults are in the room are talking, okay?
Yeah, but she says, you know what? Will asked me to say this, so
Yeah, because I'm
Alicia just following order. Yeah,
Alicia Freeman was like, Caitlin, get over here, come here. Like, what are you doing, girl? She's like, that's what Will told me. Will told me to do that, and Alicia's like, oh, okay, weird, okay.
And meanwhile, Kalinda is talking to her contact in Syria. His name is Samir, trying to get information on who the middleman is who sold the software in Syria. And it's definitely like trying to show us, the audience, what it was like to communicate with people back then, because Samir says, don't contact me, or like, if you're going to contact me, send an email with 3 question marks. Like, we have to be really coded about this.
Yeah.
And he's definitely putting on his life on the line for ChumHum, pretty much, for this ChumHum case, which, you know, it could be a bit of a different stake for him, but I just was like, okay. Lockhart Gardner has to prove that ChumHum knowingly sold the software to Syria and knew they were going to use it for protesters. This episode was full of a lot of like exposition by the people. Like, we have Will doing his like opening statement at the beginning, trying to like tell us what the case is about, but then Viola like actually comes out and says, so what you have to prove is.
Yeah, I mean, but I
appreciate it, but it's very like,
it's very obvious.
Direct. Yes.
Yeah, as a dum-dum, I appreciate being spoon-fed. Like, yes. Let me break it down for y'all. This is what we're looking to do. This is what our characters need to find. So just so you're all up to pace with us. Because I think when, especially when we get into complicated cases like this, yes, it's important to be like, let's break it down to brass tacks of what this episode is going to be about, what our mission is, and what we want here. So yes, I was appreciative of that.
Yes, no, I as well, but it was just very like,
it was a little in your face.
A little like, they could have just broken the fourth wall and been like, oh, okay, yeah, so like, this is what we're doing.
We're not doing that until a good fight.
Yeah, yes, exactly. Diane's a little confused here, thinking that the offer is a little too low, thinking that Viola is kind of trying to force them into going into court, which is what they end up doing anyway. But in the middle of all this, Lionel, aka Papa Gilmore, comes in and has to tell Will, like, hey, we're looking into your disbarment. Don't tell anyone I told you, but it's happening. And Will's just like, once the system gets you, it doesn't let go. And I'm like, Will, okay, you are a white man. This is not the same.
Well, Will's journey is interesting because, like, in the beginning of the episode, Lionel sits down and is like, all right, so we got a tip about, you know, the nonsense you were up to. Will's like, it was just $45,000, and I gave it back. Like, so what's the big deal? It's like, what? Are you real? Are you for real right now? Luckily, as the episode goes on, Will has a little more sense to him. But in the beginning, he's like, what's the big deal? What's everyone pressing me about? It was $45,000. It was just $45,000, and I put it back. Like, bruh, you stole it in the first place. That's what we're talking about here.
Yeah, and the difference between like a grand jury situation and the bar is that the bar doesn't have a statute of limitations. So it doesn't matter that it happened 15 years ago. It doesn't matter that he put it back. It doesn't matter any of that stuff. It was the act of stealing from a client in the first place, which doesn't look good. Doesn't look good. So Will's got that news to sit with, and he walks into court and he sees that he's presenting in front of Judge Abernathy, one of our faves.
I typed in my notes, Abernathy. So good to see you again. I think, is this the first time we've seen him in season 3?
Maybe
it might be, because it's been a minute since we've had Judge Abernathy case, and of course, Judge Abernathy is going to judge Abernathy all over this thing.
He starts off, he's like, "Before we get started, I just want to draw everyone's attention to the demonstrations going on outside. Occupy Wall Street." So brave. So important.
Oh
But
man.
that has nothing to do with why we're here today. Okay, go. It's like when he talked about the blood drive and then everyone
Mhm.
comes back with the blood
Yeah.
drive stickers, even though they didn't give blood. So they have this man named Jimmy, who on the stand, who we may know as a different name, Mr. Jonathan Groff, and his permanent tear in this entire episode. He has like a tear in his eye the entire time. But I was so surprised to see him.
Yeah, I mean, again, it's kind of what we've been talking about when we have these guest stars who have become larger than life in our present day. We're like, wow, I mean, they didn't really utilize that person. We talked about it with Sterling K. Brown, with Susan Okechi Watson. We were like, oh my god, like John McGrath is here, but he doesn't really do much of anything. He's
He
he's
holds
sad.
that tear.
He's
That
sad about
tear
his
is
sister. Yeah, he
really
has to
there.
feel it. I mean, at this point in life, when this episode aired, I mean,
We're a few years out from Hamilton.
a few years off from Hamilton, we might be in the Glee time, like maybe right before
Yeah.
Glee. Um, definitely, probably before Frozen, I'm sure.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, Jonathan Groff is a big deal now, on Broadway, and he's one of the voices of Frozen. Of course, like we said in Hamilton, he's a big deal, and we'll have one of his co-stars also from Hamilton in this episode as well.
Mm-hmm,
So,
mm-hmm.
yeah, so I mean, again, they didn't really utilize him too much, but it was like we see it in you, Jonathan. We know
I
you're
was
going to be a
like,
big star.
"Baby Groff,
Yeah,
you're
baby Groff.
here." He is there, like I said, holding that tear in his eye because he believes his sister was murdered by the Syrian government for protesting. And he talks about how he and his sister were on the ground protesting there. Something like she got beaten up, but there was a video of her. So she told him, take the video, make it known, go out there. And he ended up getting arrested. And during his interrogation, they knew about a phone call that he had with the sister a couple of weeks ago. And he's like, and I saw that it was from ChumHum. Like I saw it was on ChumHum software. So this is why he's suing, because he knows that ChumHum is involved in this. Again, he's not the only person suing. There's like 50 other people
Yeah, this whole
involved
class
in this.
lawsuit. Yeah.
Yeah. And I love at the end of Will's questioning on the stand. He's like, "Oh, so you were peacefully protesting like in Occupy Wall Street?" And Viola's like, "Objection."
He's like, come on. He's obviously trying to pander to you, Judge. Come on. Oh my gosh.
So he's feeling like, again, Will is like, I think like in this entire episode, it's important to like map his moods. So here he goes into court. He's like, this could be my last time in his mind. No one else knows. And he ends up kind of on this high note because he was able to do well with the testimony. And then he's like, okay, I got to tell Diane. So he goes in and tells Diane that the bar is looking into his disbarment. This is where Diane says, you have to fight it. What, you have to fight it. And he's like, it never ends. They're just going to keep me. I did it. I might as well just like face up to it. And Diane's like, not good enough for me. Let me go sweep off and talk to Lionel myself.
Yeah, but for Diane, like, Will, you've got to fight this. 6 months away from the law will kill you.
No, we don't know about the 6 months yet. We don't know about the 6 months yet.
That's
We're
right,
just
that's
like,
right.
hey, fight.
I'm jumping the gun.
It's okay. It's okay. Because like, I think it's important to frame this whole thing. I was like, is this like an addiction? Are they addicted to the law? I'm like, don't they have bad days at work? Don't they have days where they just would like a vacation? What, like, you know what I mean? Like, I don't, not saying that a suspension is a vacation, but you know what I mean? Like,
yeah, and like you said, Will goes, it never ends. They never let you go when they have you in that grass. Will, you did do it though, bro.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah, there's only so much you can outrun, so much time you have to outrun the law. I mean, some people are better at it than others.
yeah. Some people that are untouchable. But Will acts like he's being harangued and harassed by the justice system. It's like,
he's
no,
such a victim of the system.
Did this. You did the crime. Now you are possibly having to do the time. So stop being a baby. Stop being a baby. You did it. Time to you got years and years and years of a free pass.
Yeah.
and now it might come back to bite you,
And
but
it's like
you shouldn't
6
have done it.
months for 15 years of running away from it is
Yeah,
not. I mean, we don't know about the
we
6
don't know
months,
about
but,
6 months yet. He doesn't know yet.
like, in the end, the 6 months is
He
not that big of a deal.
Yeah, he thinks in the moment that he could be disbarred. Like
That's big.
that's what he thinks
That's
he's looking at.
huge.
That is huge. But you did do it.
You
So
did do it. You
hey,
did do it.
sometimes we have to face our punishments. Sometimes we have to face our consequences. Sometimes we don't. If you're high enough in power,
If you have
um,
enough money.
if you have enough money. But yeah, Will. I just found it funny that Will's just like, oh my god, they're gonna get me. Like, yeah, because you did it. So
You did
you
it.
might get
You
caught.
did it. Meanwhile, Patrick Edelstein made it to Chicago for this meeting. He's in the office and he wants to get an update. And Will goes to tell Alicia that this is happening. And she's like, oh. He's like, what? Oh, we are doing it for him. We are doing this for Edelstein. And he doesn't like, he's like, I don't want to talk about it. Just get in the conference room.
Yeah, just listen.
Go. And Patrick Edelstein wants them to settle because he is basically a competitor of ChumHum at this point. And so, like, any light on this business of having a middleman selling software to other countries is not a good look for him. And he's like, Congress might look into it. So I want you to settle. And Will's like, you're not our client in this situation. We're keeping you informed of what's going on, but you're not our client. And I really, this is like not necessarily in my mind something that Will would have said before Lionel came to visit him and telling
Oh,
him
for
that he was
sure.
under investigation for disbarment.
For sure, because I think if Will is still beholden to knowing he's going to be a part of Lockhart Gardner for a long time, he might be like, "Hey, I don't want to piss off one of our biggest clients, one of our biggest money makers. So sure, we'll settle it." But now I feel like Will's kind of emboldened. He's like, "Nah, I'm gonna do what I want to do. I'm gonna go do this for the right thing. I'm gonna do this for the right
Yeah,
reason."
for the
It's
right
like,
reason.
yeah, for the right reasons. So yeah, I think what's going on with Will is definitely impacting him and how he's moving in this case.
Yeah, because even at the end, after talking to Patrick Edelstein, Alicia's like, "Are we okay? Like the firm in the situation?" And he was like, "I don't know. He could leave,
He's
I
like,
guess."
I don't know about we because I might not be we in like another couple days. So I don't care. Whatever. If he leaves, he leaves. It's like, okay, cool, I guess.
Yeah. So he's definitely going through it. There's like the ups and downs of his emotional life during this case.
Which is
Uh,
not exactly what you want out of a lawyer, right? You don't really want
no,
his personal life to
yeah,
really be affecting uh your case and how it's going. I mean, in the case of Jimmy, aka John the Groff, this is a good thing. In the case of Patrick Edelstein, is like, what the hell, bro?
well,
The hell I pay
and
you for?
possibly the firm as a whole. Like, he's definitely like usually Will is thinking about himself first and then the firm and then the client in some way. You know what I mean? He's always trying to get it to work in his favor. In this case, he's like, let's see what happens when I do this like I'm supposed to be doing it in some way. So it'll be interesting. It is interesting to see him go through that this episode.
Well, I mean, because the will before the disbarment notice is the firm's will. Will and the firm
Yes.
are one and the same. Will
Yes.
is the firm is Will. But now that he's kind of almost a free agent because he's pretty convinced at this point he's going to get disbarred. I feel like
Yeah.
in his mind he's like, nope, I'm getting disbarred, so whatever. Might as well do the right thing before I leave. So
Yeah, exactly.
if it ends with Diane losing one of the biggest clients, not really a lot of last cut off my
Okay.
notes.
Well, and it's not necessarily a client that Diane wants. You know what I mean? Like it's not a I mean, she wants the money for
Yeah,
sure.
I
I
mean,
like but it's like in his mind it's not like I don't know,
as much
UNICEF or
as much as we
something.
know, right, as much as we know that Diane is a liberal, there is also
She is a
the
capitalist.
she is a capitalist
Yeah,
as well. So I don't think she'll be super thrilled if Will loses his
she will.
client.
Yeah.
But it's whatever.
Yeah. Well, Samir has done the team some good help and has identified the software wholesaler out of Dubai who sold this software to the people of Syria. His name is Qasim Kahouri. It's his turn on the stand. He's a big fan of Neil Gross. It's like, oh my gosh, I've read your autobiography so many times. Let me kiss your butt a little bit more. But also, like, we had this disagreement on the exchange rate between a dollar and a euro, and you never really paid me for that. At the same time, Abernathy is crying on the stand. And he just has to tell the people he went out to support Occupy Wall Street and got pepper sprayed. So he's doing okay, but like,
Uh,
just give him some time.
I love this. It looks like he's just straight up crying, and Alicia's like, "Oh, we can call the recess if you need to get yourself together, Judge." He's like, "No, I'm good. I'm good. Just got pepper sprayed because I was one of the brave individuals out there with the Occupy." It's like Abernathy needs you to know that he supports
Yes.
the people of Occupy Wall Street. I don't. I would love to get like a bigger character like insight into Abernathy. Like, does he feel like he has to do these things because he's a judge? Because he's like, I'm not just a judge that will rule against and for people. I am for the people. I want you to know for sure that I am for the people.
Maybe.
Maybe I don't know. It's Abernathy's gonna Abernathy. He does it so well.
He does. He does. So basically, what Viola tries to do with this information on the stand is say, like, no, ChumHum didn't pay you because they knew that Syria was doing bad things. So, like they took a stand here. Everyone's like, no, not really. Not so much. In the middle of this, she does get interrupted by someone who works for her, and they immediately call Jimmy back on the stand and ask him, why are you suing? He's like, because my sister is dead and she didn't have to be. Like, very like, oh. And a series of pictures are presented to Jimmy. He recognizes one, he doesn't recognize the other. And Viola says, that's because it was taken 3 days ago. Your sister is alive. Oh my
Dun dun
gosh.
dun. So this is weird to me because it's like, so Jimmy, you're suing because your sister's dead, right? Like, yeah. But what if your sister wasn't dead? As if Jimmy is the only plaintiff here, and because his sister's dead, he's gonna be like, oh, my sister's not dead. Never mind. Then
he kind of was like that, though. He kind of did go back and was like, we have to drop it. Sarah's alive.
Well, yeah, because the next scene we get is them in Lockhart Gardner, him and I guess the whole class of people suing, and Jimmy's like, well, I don't want this to jeopardize me getting Sarah back. It's like, why would this jeopardize that exactly? I don't know, because Diane and Will get together like, well, I mean, the majority of the class rules, so
yeah,
we're going to keep going. It doesn't matter what Jimmy wants. I feel like the whole thing is that Jimmy is kind of, because we've seen this before in these class action suits. Jimmy is kind of the case we're going to put out front to be like, this is the face of what's happening here.
Yeah.
I think ChumHum knows if they undercut their biggest reasoning for being here, then this case will kind of fall apart, I guess, is their reasoning. But it almost felt like ChumHum was like, hey, you want your sister back? You get the case dropped. Like, it almost felt that way, but they can't legally do that. But and I like the argument of like, the people are like, well, if we let them get away with this, they're going to just keep doing this.
Yes.
Jimmy's like, but I want my sister back. They're like, shut up, Jimmy. Shut up.
Well, and it's like, you don't have to be at the mercy of ChumHum to get your sister back. Like, you hold the position and you can still get your sister back.
It was just an odd move in court to be like, hey, why don't you drop the suit? Because we have your sister. It felt like a hostage demand. Like, we have your sister, so you're going to need to drop this case if you want your sister back. It's like, no, that's not how that works.
Yeah, I mean, I gotta say, if my sister, it's a big pull. It would be a big pull. I'd be like, oh my God, I'll do anything.
Yeah,
and at the same time,
you got to co-host your new podcast, the USS Sisterhood. Yeah. So what would you do without Lisa?
I don't know. I mean, really, I don't know. Like, like, the sister bond is real, but I could see. But at the same time, I would hope that I would see beyond. Like, see the other. If it was just me, that's a different story. But it's not just me. There's like a whole class of people.
I'd be like, oh, you have my sister? Okay, just
drop me my sister.
You're my sister. I will stop suing you. Sure.
Yeah. It's a tough situation. I get where Jimmy's coming from, but I also get where everyone in the class is coming from as well.
Yeah, but again, it's not like ChumHum was like, if you drop the suit.
No, exactly. There was no guarantee. Like, there was no nothing. He just was like, I don't want to like anger the ChumHum gods anymore because
exactly.
They know where my sister is. And really, it was just a picture that was posted on a blog that was used in this. It wasn't ChumHum didn't have any like actual. It's not like we found your sister and we're holding her
Yeah,
until you drop this
we have
case.
her in the ChumHum offices. If you drop
Yeah,
your suit, we will deliver her to you.
yeah. So at this point, Will has to go visit the bar to hear what's going to happen with his disbarment hearing. So he's in the middle of this case. He goes, and Papa Gilmore, aka Lionel, is like, you did this thing. You stole money from a client. We have the grounds to disbar you. However, you've been championing the pro bono department in your firm at a time where all these pro bonos or departments are going away. That's so honorable, so great that because of that, because of your love of pro bono work, we are willing to offer you a 6-month suspension.
Now, us good wife watchers
Mhm.
will remember that Will was pretty staunchly against the pro bono stuff, and this was Diane's kind of charge.
Yep.
Because this is around the time when Romany Malco came in as Justin from Legal Aid,
Mhm.
and Diane came in and saw that, like, okay, Legal Aid needs our help. We need to help Legal Aid. We need to do more of these pro bonos. Because Diane at one point was like, we can't afford these pro bonos. We got to give it up. And Will's like, yeah, love it. Get rid of the pro bonos. And Diane, his bleeding heart, is like, oh no, we got to keep the pro bonos going. So we know that this is Diane's doing, because we saw Diane going to talk
Yep.
to Lionel early in an earlier scene where it's like, what is she talking to him about? So basically, it was just like, oh my gosh, Lionel, I know Will did these things, but he's doing so much good stuff in pro bono. When in real life, it was Diane
Yeah.
that is in charge of the pro bono stuff. So they're like, well, Diane told, like, they didn't say this, but like, Diane told us you love pro bonos. So because you're such a good guy, we're only going to offer you suspension here. If you don't want it, you're going to do suspension, or you can keep going with this
And see what happens.
and see if you get disbarred or if you don't, which basically I think everybody knows here. If they do the hearing, he's going to get disbarred.
Yeah. I love this though because it shows just how close or how like Diane really respects Will and likes working with. She was willing to give up like her quote unquote reputation in the pro bono, give up her thing
Well, I
to
mean,
help save Will.
it shows that she's a ride or die, right? Like,
Yeah, exactly.
she's
Yeah.
to be like, to go to bat for Will, literally lie and be like, Will loves pro bonos. I mean, he's a huge pro bono fan.
He has like this t-shirt and it
Yeah,
says pro bono on the back and the front and on the sleeves and like everywhere.
he has signs that says "We'll work for free." He loves to work for free. He loves to do pro bono work. So, boy, this guy is such a good guy. You're not going to want to disbar him.
Actually, like we call him Will Pro Bono Garner. Like
Yeah, that's his middle name is pro
that
bono.
yeah, it's just such a part of him. But yeah, it really like it's having watched the Diane Lockhart arc, it is I can sometimes forget how much this relationship and this partnership meant to her.
Yeah.
And it's just reminding me of that like right now. I'm like, yeah, she was a ride or die. She was really there for him. Even though they went head to head, even though they had all of these like silly little arguments about silly things, at the end of the day, she was there for him.
For
Okay.
sure. Love that.
At the same time, Alicia is kind of warning Caitlin about Viola because she has noticed that Caitlin had Viola's business card and basically asked Caitlin, like, did Viola ask you to join her firm? And like Caitlin's all like, yeah, she did, but don't worry, like I'm not gonna do anything. But she's like still feeling like super high on it. And Alicia's like, no, like this is not anything. Like you think this is something, but this is nothing. It's better to remain loyal.
She's like, trust me, girl. I fell for it too. I fell
Yeah.
for it too. So
Yeah.
don't let them get you too.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Kalinda is connecting with Samir, having like increasingly more trouble doing so. There's definitely some missed words, some static and stuff like that. And basically finds out that she could or thinks, okay, if it's not going to work out with Samir, you know who else has contacts in Syria? Our good friend Edelstein. So let's get Edelstein on the call and, basically ask him to find out who this Pink Damascus blogger person is.
Yeah, because we've been told that Pink Damascus is a Syrian lesbian
lesbian.
blogger. Like
Yeah.
that's who we're being told Pink Damascus is. Who has this picture of Sarah, who is the person that has the picture that supposedly knows where Sarah is, how we can find Sarah. So we're all looking for Pink Damascus now. We got to find Pink Damascus.
Patrick Edelstein is like, I can't help you. The privacy policy is the cornerstone of my business. And if I go against that, like, that's not good. She's like, oh, well, what if it got out that you prioritized your company over the life of a 23-year-old girl? Whoop, here you go.
Yeah.
Here's,
I
here,
already emailed you the IP address before you can finish that sentence.
yeah, here you go. Turns out that Pink Damascus is a dude in Kansas, not a lesbian in Syria. And Kalinda like uses law language to basically threaten this man to say like, I could, get you thrown in jail because of all this. Just give me the information that you know. All he had was an IP address at this point. And so now she's going to try to use that to connect back with Samir to get more information on where Sarah is.
Yeah, she was able to trace it to homes
Yes.
in Syria. So they at least know the general area where Sarah might be. So like you said, Kalinda's gonna kind of get with Samir and be like, we kind of got a general area, see what you can find out.
Yes, exactly. Will pulls Alicia into the office. She thinks it's to talk about the Neil Gross testimony that's coming up, but he is like, no, I didn't tell you about the grand jury case. That was a mistake. By the way, I could be disbarred. Yeah, that's fine. But I did it. And I really don't know what to do. I think I'm gonna take the suspension. I just decided. Thank you. And Alicia's like, what?
Alicia's dumbfounded because she had barely even said anything, and Will just kind of bounces things off her. He's like, yeah, actually, I did actually do it. So I mean, I guess I should take the punishment. Yeah, I'm gonna take the punishment. Thank you so much, Alicia. Alicia's like, I what? Yeah, you just told me that basically you're leaving for 6 months, and I didn't even really say anything about it. He's like, yeah, you're fine. You're you know what? I'm gonna take 6 months. See you later.
I'm gonna go, and then I'm also just gonna go tell Diane right now. I should probably go tell someone. Let me go tell Diane.
And Alicia also says, she's like, but Will, you can't give up the law for 6 months. Everyone is just like, no, Will, you will die if you don't practice law. You will be in squalor if you are not practicing law. It's like what Will tells Will's like, you did it for over a decade. You were fine without practicing law. I'll be fine too.
Yeah, because she's even like, I can't imagine it. I can't imagine. And he's like, you did it. It's okay.
Was like, do you all think I don't have a life outside of being a lawyer? What do you think I have no other interests or hobbies to do? You think I'll just die? You think I won't be a person anymore if I don't practice law? I'm like, yeah, basically.
Pretty much. Yeah, I'm interested to see where he goes and what he does. But in the meantime, he goes over to tell Diane and says, and Diane's like, okay, you're going to close out the Neil Gross case. We'll transfer your other cases to different associates. I guess we're going to have to change the name to Lockhart and Associates just while you're gone. And, we're done for now. But if you want to come back, or when you come back, your space will still be here for you.
But this is where she goes, you'll die.
Yes, this is where she goes, because he's like, I'm going to take the suspension. And she's like, you will die if you're gone for 6 months.
Yeah, and she's like, like you said, you will have we're going to change the name to Lockhart and Associates. Okay, cool. Which Will's like, oh, you're going to change the name? He's just yeah, change the name. You're not going to be here. You're going to be gone. And she tells him, you will have a place.
A place.
Not exactly a partner place, but a place. It's like, oh, okay. I don't know. I like the sound of that. It's it's not exactly you'll be right back to where you were when you left, right alongside me. You'll have a place. Oh, okay, interesting. We'll see what that looks like. Because I mean, honestly, Will being suspended is not going to go unnoticed in the law community.
Yeah.
Will going back.
So many, he had judges calling him to congratulate him. He had so many phone calls. He had so many, people at the party.
So when people hear about this, are they going to be like, oh, Will Gardner is kind of tainted. He was suspended from practicing laws. I mean, I wonder if Diane's like, I don't know if I want to put your name back on the building when you come back. I don't know if you'll be a name partner, but you'll be here. Like, you
Well, and
you
it
know,
gives her it's an open, right? Like
yeah,
she could do what she wants to do when the time comes.
yeah, exactly.
So back in court, Neil Gross is on the stand, and this is this is Will post decision.
I call this the Maverick Will.
Yeah,
Will's gone totally Maverick
big
now.
swings,
He's like, F it. I'm gonna go all out.
big swings here. And I thought it was interesting because usually when lawyers are like questioning witnesses, they stand up. This entire episode, up until this moment, all of the questioning was done sitting down.
Yeah.
And this is when Will gets up and he goes over to Neil Gross and says, "Do you sell to Saudi Arabia?" And Neil's like, "Yeah, because we can, so we do." And he tries to show that like when Gross has software in places that the US doesn't necessarily, like he doesn't act in the US's best interest. He acts in his own best interest.
Yeah, he also kind of brings up the fact that he sold Chinese dissident information to Beijing. Was
Yeah.
like callback to a previous episode where we had the same issue with Neil Gross. So Neil Gross loves snitching on people to their governments, and he's like, yes, Saudi Arabia and Bahrain, yeah, they are allies of America, but they're also governments that are just fine killing their own people. So
Yeah.
you have sold these people out to their government. True or untrue? It's like, like Will's going ham here. Will's going all out.
And then he's like, this is about all of the people like he names all of the people in the or as many names as he can get out before Viola objects, saying that he's just doing this to get to Abernathy's, better nature and in his, heartstrings. And Abernathy is like, all right, cut it out. Like stop this. I can be objective. I am doing my job, but stop talking about this.
But I mean, Abernathy though, you say you can be objective, but you're with your exclamations of all your support stuff, like it doesn't show that
Doesn't
way
help.
exactly. It doesn't help. Yeah,
doesn't help. So Will changes his questioning to say, okay, so when the software is in use, does it interface with any servers that ChumHum has access to? Like, yeah. So basically, like you could see that they were being used in Syria. And Neil says, I never disputed that fact. I just disputed that we sold it to them. And was like, oh, so like you could actually like find the location of Sarah if you really wanted to. So he just like kept pushing against every door that was in front of him this entire time. And Diane, I should mention, is in the back watching this all happen. And so when court is dismissed, Will meets up with them as like, she's like, don't argue from passion. Like this is not gonna help you here, but good job, basically.
Yeah, I mean, she tells you to try to hit home run with your last at bat, but just be careful while you're doing it. Be careful you don't accidentally hit a foul ball. Like we're gonna keep with the baseball analogy.
Yes. Well, it's Will. Will loves baseball.
Will loves baseball.
Back at the office, Diane gives Alicia a case of Will's. This case ends up being a tax case for one and only Kalinda Sharma.
Yeah, they're like a tax case that also has some other stuff with it. Like, it's kind of complicated. It's kind of muddy. Alicia's like, why don't you just give it to a tax lawyer? They're like, well, it's not exactly just tax
There's
stuff.
like some other stuff.
There's a lot going on.
There's stuff going on. Yeah.
Which again is just like, do we like in season 4 they must never speak because like we're like. Because we had a while where Kalinda and Alicia didn't.
It was like a preview. It was a preview.
Yeah. It was like a small preview. So I guess they're going to be working a little closer together coming up. Maybe.
I mean, for maybe it's an episode. It doesn't have to be like.
Yeah. Right.
Who knows? Who knows? Mm-hmm. Samir has come through and knows Sarah's location. Talks to Kalinda and is like, "Hey, I need $50,000." Will's like, wire it again. He's just like, whatever. Like he doesn't check with Diane. He's just like, whatever. And in the middle of this transaction and conversation, it goes down and there's a notice on the screen that says tech support. And this is like Will's like, da-ding, this is how we're going to win the case. So they get someone from tech support on the stand. His name is Dinesh Riki. Yeah, I think so. But to people on the phone, he's known as Roger, which I thought was
Cute.
Very interesting, like, to put out there for the people to understand who, make comments about that kind of stuff. Um, and he was asking him, like, "You get a lot of calls?" "Yeah." "Get any calls from Syria?" "Yeah." "Do you know who the people are who call in?" He's like, "No, but everyone has to identify themselves with their license number when they call in. It's part of the user agreement." And so in that instance, Will says, "Oh, so they registered with ChumHum. So there is a record somewhere of who they are and what their license number is." And Viola's like, "I'd like a moment to confer with counsel."
Well, I mean, Will comes right out and says, "So what you're telling me is that ChumHum helps the Syrian government arrest and torture
Yeah.
prisoners." Like, I was like, all right,
Yeah.
enough. Let's go. Let's go talk settlement. Let's go, because we're not gonna have you slandering ChumHum in open court with open court transcripts that people are gonna report on. So let's cut this now. I'll give you your money, whatever you want. Let's just settle it.
Yes. We do get to see Jimmy reunited with Sarah.
Mm-hmm.
Sarah made it to Germany, which is usually the place people go when they are in other parts of the world. The US military will bring them to Germany. But at the same time, Kalinda can no longer connect with Samir because Samir is gone.
Samir is gone.
Which I think speaks to like what it really takes in movements like this. Like, it's not just, I don't want to say fun and games, but it's not just like playing revolution. It's not just passing information along. Like, people are putting their lives on their line for this. And Samir was one of those people.
I see, Marissa. I was gonna try and make a joke,
Ha!
but I was gonna be like, because this lady gets on, she's like, "Samir is not here. Do not call here again." I was like, "Is this like Samir's baby mama being like, who you're talking to that hot Kalinda? Like, you're not gonna talk to her no more." Let me like, "You're not to call here again. He is married. I am his wife. You do not call here anymore. Hot American lady, get out of here."
Yeah, no, this is a real thing, Jason. Like, people are really, it's really a thing.
I know. That's what I'm saying. You got brought it down before I could get my joke in there, but I still got it in there. And because I mean, listen, Clinton and Samir, as Clinton does, as the chemistry through the computer, they're like, "What's up, Samir?" He's like, "What's up, Kalinda? I got your information right here, Kalinda." You didn't feel the vibes, Marissa? You didn't feel the vibes?
It wasn't very Kalinda-y.
Well, it's like Kalinda admired Samir.
Yes, absolutely.
That's what
Admire
was
and
more than anything.
respected him, for sure.
It was a joke.
Yeah, and it was like calling him my friend and talked about Barbara Walters' hair. They were familiar with each other. But I didn't think that like Kalinda was using her Kalinda powers on Samir.
No, she was not. That was a joke on my part. It was a joke. Yes, it was a very sad ending because it's like, and I don't know if the implication was that Samir lost his life rescuing Sarah.
Could have been.
That could have been the thing, but
yeah. And I mean, to be quite fair, we don't know what gone means in the situation. He could be gone as in captive somewhere. He could be gone like dead. We don't 100% know, but he is no longer there.
Yeah, like you said, it kind of gives the harsh reality of things that are happening overseas that we have really we hear about on news reports and all this stuff, but we don't really live.
Well, but Jason, we could be living it.
We could
so be. Like, it's just a thing to like. I think watching this back this time, I was like, oh, okay, like this is a little bit closer to home than it was the first time I watched it because things are happening. Things are happening with Will as he picks up his baseball bat, walks to the library, puts the book back.
I was nervous. I was like, what are you going to do with that bat, Will? What are you going to do with the bat? Because we didn't see him kind of rage when he heard from Lionel that he was going to get a hearing. He like throws whatever it was on his desk off the desk. He's like, oh, hulks out a little bit. I was like, what you going to do with the bat? What's the bat, Will? What you going to do? As he's like walking slowly through the office with his bat on his shoulders, like, where's he going? What's he going to do?
He runs into Alicia at the elevator.
The
elevator.
Place.
She's like, is there anything I could do? Like, no, not really. Like, it's okay. Just follow Diane's lead. You're going to be fine. And And then he goes.
I was like, I was probably thinking like, if you go back in time and tell me not to sleep with you because that's the whole reason this is happening. It's like, Will doesn't want to say it. We're just like, this is all happening because you and I hooked up. Like that's the crazy shit. That's the
Well,
crazy.
he is in control of his own materials.
True. I know. True. Like,
Yeah.
if you go back in time and tell me not to hook up with you, that'll probably be the best thing you can do. Because that's the whole reason this is happening, right? Because yes, Dana had a vendetta against Will for reasons we will probably never find out. But if it wasn't for Peter giving the go ahead for this, I think if the Will Alicia thing never happened, Peter would probably be like, I am not going after my wife firm, not doing that.
But
So,
do you think that Will regrets it?
No. Do I think Will regrets it? Kinda, because it's not a relationship that's happening anymore. I think if he was still being with Alicia, he'd be like, nah, I'm good. I don't regret it. But this was like a few month affair, and now he's gonna lose his law license for more time than he and Alicia were actually together. So it's just like,
That's true.
yeah, I don't know. I think that would be a question for the character Will Gardner. Like, Will, do you regret it? Like, if you could go back in time, would you not
Oh
hook
my
up with
gosh.
Alicia to avoid this?
Josh Charles, if you are listening,
As
let
we know
us
you
know.
are.
Which I know you are.
Kings, we know you're listening, Kings. So Kings, if you can hook us up with Josh Charles, get him to get in character as Will, and we'll ask the character of Will if he regrets it.
I would die if that happened. Like that, that would be amazing in so many ways. Like for all of the past versions of myself and my current version of myself.
Listen, Josh Charles is a Baltimore guy. I'll
get in there.
I'll start running around downtown Baltimore and see if I can just run into him. I'll go to an O's game. He's probably at an O's game every now and then. I'll try to sneak up into the celebrity suites and try to run into Josh Charles. Be like, Josh, I have a podcast. It's called The Good Wife. We talk about the good wife. You need to come on. He's like, yeah, sure, okay.
Sure.
And call security. He's like, get over here. This guy's a weirdo. This guy's a creep. Get him out of my face.
I mean, it's worth a shot.
It's worth a shot.
I mean, if you would like to provide to Jason's bail fund, please go to buymeacoffee.com/goodpod.
I'm gonna need it. For stalking Josh Charles. Not even for me, for Marissa. I'm doing it for Marissa.
Well, I could use the money to get you
Exactly.
out of jail. Yeah, exactly.
You'll be my first call. Marissa, how much money do we have in the Buy Me a Coffee fund? You'd be like, not enough to bail you out. Bye. Click.
Oh man. Well, there were other things going on this episode. That was the main bulk of it, but we had some movement in the district attorney's office. Basically, this was, by all things on paper, a good episode for Marissa, because Marissa being me, because Peter wasn't there and the kids weren't there. But for Carrie's kind of like left with the aftermath of everything that happened with the jury trial or the grand jury failure. And so he's got everybody there. It's like, we're going to have to do some shuffling around here. And who pipes up, Jason? Who pipes up? None of it.
It's Geneva, guys. She's back to be like, I'm back to be the black girl in the district attorney's office. Hand me the baton, Dana, and get lost.
Because we know, like, the show has a really hard time having two black people on the screen at the same time.
Yep.
So now it's time for this rotation.
It's time for Geneva to clock back into the district attorney's office. Like, Dana, your service here is no longer needed. I'm back on a recurring basis. I will be here every now and then, so we don't need you anymore, because we can obviously only have one black person in the district attorney's office at a time, one black woman at a time. So I'm going to have to escort you off the stage. And listen, there's never been a better trade up in my mind to get rid of Dana and bring Geneva back. Thank you, good wife. Thank you, Kings, for doing the right thing. Bring Geneva back and escorting Dana off the scene.
And it was amazing, because Carrie's like, we're going to have to do some shuffling. And Geneva's like, is that because of the failed grand jury? Some of us were not consulted on this. And Carrie's like, okay, like, we're all one team. When one of us fails, everybody fails. When one of us wins, everybody wins. I'll talk to you later about it. But there's definitely some words said between those two. And then Dana gets pulled into Carrie's office this is wild. Again, like everything with Dana to me is wild because she comes in with this
Wild.
attitude. She sits down and he's like, "We're gonna need you to take a step back from court and do child support enforcement." Basically, she's like, "We are gonna need you to like." You were on this case with me. Why aren't you being like? I think this is his punishment. Like to be quite honest, like
Yeah.
this is it. But she's like, really pissed off. He's like, "This is what the office needs," and she just like gets up and says goodbye. And Carrie's like, "What does that mean?"
Yeah, he's like, because he's like, she gets all pissy. He's like, Dana. She's like, no, you don't get to say it like that. I was like, okay, your name, sorry.
Yeah.
And she's like, goodbye. He's like, what does that mean? Like goodbye to me, like in my bed, goodbye to this job. Like, so what are you trying to say, Dana? I don't get it. I understand. But yes, hopefully this was Dana's goodbye
Yes.
to all of us that watched The Good
Yeah.
Wife.
And she like tries to put it on Carrie for going along with this in this conversation because she's like, "You knew I was just following Wendy Scott Carr's orders," but like he was never on board with this from the
No.
beginning.
And
She
it's like,
was championing this before we knew she existed on the show. Apparently, you know what I mean? Like she's been working on it for that long.
it's also like you did a little more than just
Yes.
follow Wendy Scott Card's orders. You
Yes.
were being super sexually inappropriate with Kalinda.
And you
Slapped her. You were threatening Alicia. You were doing a lot. You were not just following Wendy Scott Card's orders. I'm sure Wendy Scott Card probably would have been fine with whatever you were doing, but you were doing a lot. So you deserve to go down for this. Like this is what you get for all the nonsense you made us put up with.
And we still don't know what for why. Like why? What was that?
So weird. We don't know why Dana had such a hard on for Will to like send him to jail or whatever. But I do love when Dana was with the Dana and Geneva scene. Geneva was like, "Huh, too bad your little scheme didn't work." And Dana's like, "Go to hell." I was like, "You don't tell Geneva to go to hell. You go to hell."
Well, and again, that's like majorly inappropriate in a workplace. You know what I mean? I'm just like, Dana, come on. You are a walking HR violation.
Yeah, for sure. You are such a liability to the attorney's office. Gotta get out of here. So yeah, hopefully that means more Geneva in upcoming episodes now that she's officially come back to the office.
Do you think Renée, Elise Goldsberry, and Jonathan Groff talked about this episode when they were on the set of Hamilton? Were they like, "Hey, did you know we were in the same episode of The Good Wife, but probably never saw each other, and now we see each other every day"? Isn't that fun? Isn't that funny?
I doubt it because
I want to believe it. I want to believe it.
So many TV credits, they probably don't sit around and be like, "What TV shows are you on? What TV shows are you on?" Like Renée Goldsberry probably has no idea that Jonathan Groff was even on The Good Wife. It's like because you probably don't sit down every week and watch A Good Wife.
No, but it could be like, I worked with so and so. Like there could be crew that was like on the thing, and then be like, "When did you? Oh, you were on Good Wife? I was on Good Wife. Oh my gosh, we're on the same episode. Oh my gosh, that's so cool." I'm gonna believe it.
When we interview Renée Elise Goldsberry, we will ask her if that was a thing. I wonder how many of her other Hamilton co-stars were on The Good Wife.
We're gonna find out because we're watching all of it.
We'll keep track. But yeah, like I don't know. I have to ask. It's like, "Oh, you work with Juliana Margulies?" "Oh yeah, I did too." Oh,
yeah, gosh. Exactly.
Yikes.
That's what I'm saying.
But yeah, that was I love it was a little check-in in the district attorney's office, and I love the result. No more Dana, hopefully.
Agreed. Eli was also going around in this episode. Basically, first of all, he calls Kalinda while Kalinda's on the phone with Samir and is like, "Did you talk to Stacy about my ex-wife?" She's like, "Listen, I can't do this right now." Like,
I got more pressing matters than to deal with your weird love life, Eli. Get lost.
Bye. So he goes and confronts Vanessa about hiring Stacy. Like, "Look, this lady's taken my clients. Like, I can't believe you would do this to me." And she's like, of course, this is about you, Eli. Like, this is not about my campaign or anything like this. It's like, yeah, because having your husband on your campaign would make it look good that you slept with a bin Laden. She's like, I didn't know he was a bin Laden. And he's really got comments about the campaign materials because they're a green border. And he suggests that gold would be a better color.
She's like, "Well, we thought it was a little bit on the nose." Like, you want on the nose. That's what you want here.
Yes. Like, This is the point. This is the point. So Stacy then goes to Eli's office. It was funny because she's just sitting on the couch and Eli walks in and is like, "There's someone in my office," and
Yeah,
asks
she
Eli about the green. And he's like, "It's not good. Like, I don't need to explain this to you." And she's like, "Oh, you left your sock." And it's like a red and white striped sock.
yeah, I love that she is still just continuing from the other episode, just continuing to try and just mess with Eli. This really was kind of a part two to the
Yes.
part one of last episode because a lot of the things are carrying over. Because
Yes.
like Stacy's still trying to get in his head. She's like, I need to see you again, Eli. She says, I can still taste you this morning from last night. It's like, oh, I was like,
No, no,
okay,
no,
we
no,
didn't
no,
need that.
no.
We didn't
No,
need.
no, no.
Well, he
It's
says she's like,
network television.
yeah, yeah. And he's like, what are you doing here? She's like, I just came to return your sock, Eli. He's like, that's not even my sock. And she's like, oh, oops, it's mine. And like literally just leaves it on the chair, which will come back later.
Yeah, but like so much later, I'm like, did you not move the sock? Like,
No.
why
He
was
didn't, he didn't clean up his office. He doesn't have Caitlin around to clean up his office anymore
oh
because
my
he's threatened by
gosh.
David. But Stacy like runs to Kalinda. She's like, how'd you find out that Vanessa's like with a bin Laden? It's like, look at it's like, huh? Like what is
Well,
going
first
on?
of all, it's in the open office. So
Mhm.
like she says,
Everyone can
and
hear
then
it.
everyone's like, and then she's like, not that one, not
Like, did somebody say Bin
Osama.
Laden? Like, whenever anybody says Bin Laden, it's like, you say Bin Laden? Especially in this time
Yes.
of American life. Like, you said Bin Laden? What'd you say about Bin Laden?
Yes. So Stacy and Vanessa go to visit Eli about this whole thing. And Eli is talking about how to deal with this Bin Laden thing. He's like, if Kalinda found out, it's gonna get everywhere. I don't know why you guys don't believe me. Stacy, like, not on the same page. And Eli advises, just own it. Like, just say. And he's right. Like, just get out in front of it.
That seems to be Eli's modus operandi.
Yeah.
Like, just own it, just because it's going to come out eventually. Just
Yeah.
you need to come out first with it, spin it the way that you need to spin it, and it'll be fine.
Be done with it.
He even says like our president has the middle name of a known terrorist person, so you'll be okay. You'll be fine. It's like it was the Bin Laden. It was Bin Laden adjacent.
At this point, Vanessa excuses Stacy and she walks by and she's like, "Oh, there's my sock."
Oh boy.
And Vanessa asks Eli, like, "Who are you obsessed with? Like her or me? Like what are you either basically like stop caring about this, see your way out, or get on board. Like we're not doing this in between stuff anymore."
Stacy might be the most strategic person you've ever seen on this show because she literally left the sock there hours earlier to get this reaction.
Yeah, she
Because she knew
planned.
this would come around at this point. She
It
knew
was a long game.
she planned that there for a reason. And let's not forget she planted her thing, her brochure for Vanessa, where Eli would see it after they finished having sex last episode. This is like this lady is moving like 10 steps ahead.
She is. She is a worthy adversary for Eli. At the end of the day, Eli does agree to consult on Vanessa's campaign. They have a nice little like moment. He's like, "I'll even take orders from Stacy," and Vanessa keeps objecting. To which Eli has to say, "First rule of politics: when you get what you want, shut up. Like, stop talking. Just go with it." How do you think this will like pan out for the two of them? Do you think it will be as easy as they think it is at this point?
Well, obviously not. There's going to be a lot of pitfalls and a lot of trouble working back together again. I honestly did not remember this storyline at all. I still don't really feel Parker Posey as this character, but it's getting a little bit better as her appearances keep coming. They get like, okay, I'm feeling her a little more now. She's not as wooden as I felt she was in the 1st appearance. So I guess this is going to be a continuing thing. Like I swear I did not remember this whole Eli. I do like that we're seeing Eli's personal life, Eli's love life. Like we're actually exploring him as his own person, as his own character outside of Peter and outside of Alicia. So I do like that we're exploring him as a person more. I guess Parker Posey and Amy Sedaris come along with that, which I'm not complaining about the Amy Sedaris part because she is hilarious on this show. But I'll start to get used to Parker Posey. But I still can't believe that every time Parker Posey comes around, we don't even mention Marissa. We don't mention that they share a child. It's so weird to me. Even though we did get it confirmed that she is Marissa's mother by Marissa in an earlier episode.
Yes, exactly. I just have to say, like, as a Marissa,
Oh boy.
I'm used. Yeah, like I
As a
speak
Marissa with two
as a
S's.
Marissa with 2
Mm,
S's. Yeah, like, it hurts to feel forgotten. I'll just
yeah,
say it,
for
like, it's not fun,
even to
especially by
mention.
your parents. Like, that's a lot of therapy.
Yeah, I mean, I would hope that we're going to get a Eli, Marissa, Vanessa scene at
I hope
some point.
so.
Where all
Like,
three of them on the
especially,
same run.
like, as she's campaigning,
Yeah,
where it's like, "We need the family."
yeah, exactly. I mean, Eli said that to the Forex. I mean, practice what you preach, brother. Practice what you preach.
Yeah,
They're not
exactly.
married anymore, but it's whatever.
Yeah, so we're sitting here at episode 6 or 15. Will is gonna be out for 6 months. Do we think he'll be back by the end of the season?
I so what, we probably have about how I don't know how long the season is. 22 episodes, I'm going to assume 22 or
Yeah.
23. We've got about 6 or 7 more episodes. I assume there's going to be some kind of time jump between seasons 3 and 4
Oh,
because we're not
yeah.
going to six. We're not going to just be without Will for almost a season of the show. So I assume we're going to see a little bit of how he's coping with not
Yeah,
being not being practicing law, what he's going to be doing, his hobbies, his whatever's. He's probably going to somehow secretly help our heroes in their law case.
absolutely.
He's not
Yeah.
supposed to be, so I assume that's coming. He's probably going to be helping them over the phone, maybe, I don't know. I mean, listen, this should open a door and be like, hey, Alicia, I'm not your boss anymore.
Right?
So if we wanted to, we could. But I feel like Alicia's going to shy away from that because she's
Of
Alicia,
everything that happened.
fretting about her children still. So yeah, I don't know. I think we'll see Will trying to cope because we still got a grip of episodes left. As we find with most, I feel like with most Good Wife seasons we've seen, like this is our third one. I'm still left wondering, like, what else is there left to do this season? We still have. It feels like because last season they wrapped up the Bond stuff, and we were like, huh, we still got a bunch of episodes. What is left to do? So I guess we'll see. I guess it's all the aftermath and all the shifting around that's going to happen with Will being gone. I'm sure there's going to be more power struggles. We have to fill the vacuum that is Will, and we're going to wonder how that's happened. We already saw Alicia get one of his cases. So I wonder what other weird configurations Will Be Gone is going to bring us.
Yeah, I can't remember for the life of me.
No, and
So,
that's the great thing about the
yeah.
show. We say it all the time. We know we love the show. We just don't remember most of the
Well,
show.
yeah.
So it's great to rediscover these things that we loved. And be like, oh yeah, that's why we love the show. This, and this. I assume we're going to get some more huge, reoccurring guest stars. You haven't seen Lamont Bishop in a while.
I was thinking he it would be interesting for him to come back while Will is not in the office.
Yeah, because Will felt like his biggest champion of Lamont
Yeah,
Bishop. Will we still want to consort with Lamont Bishop when
right.
Will's
Well, Will Lockhart and Associates want
right?
to consort.
Exactly. Are we going to get a official changing of the glass,
Oh my
changing of the
god.
lobby?
I just like every law show, there's so like it's always about changing the sign and it happens so quickly. I mean, it's good for the sign business, you know?
Mhm.
Like,
Yeah, for sure. Good for glassmakers.
yes.
But yeah, I'm curious to see how Will's absence is going to affect everyone in law, which I guess is what the latter part of the season is going to be about.
Yeah, we shall see.
Yeah. So Marissa, do you want to tell the good people out there where they can find you and what you are up to?
Well, when I am not talking about the Good Wife or the Gilded Age with Jason here on the Good Pod or the Gilded Pod, I am talking with my sister, which Jason so graciously mentioned earlier in the podcast, with talking about Star Trek: The Next Generation on our podcast, the USS Sisterhood. We have never watched Star Trek: The Next Generation, so it is a first watch. Kind of like, what are we doing here? What is happening here? Type of vibe. Definitely not Star Trek experts, so I'm just putting that out there. We are casual TV watchers, so if you are interested in that, you can join us over there. I'm also over on Whirlwind talking about Pretty Little Liars, one previously on at a time. So that is, if you think I'm bad with names here, I'm really bad with names over there. And otherwise, you can go to itsmemarissag.com to see where else I am online. Jason, what do you got going on?
Yeah, so you mentioned the Gilded Pod, so that's there. Also, I am on my podcast, A Perfect Match, talking about the show Married at First Sight. We do have a Patreon. Go to patreon.com/A Perfect Match Podcast. You can find me and Asia Welch talking about the show Married at First Sight. It's for those that don't know, it's a reality show where you meet your spouse at the altar and you get married, and we see how that works. Which,
Hmm.
well, spoiler alert, most time it doesn't work, and it's fun to watch it not work. So you can check us out there. We are currently recapping older seasons before the new season comes at some point this fall. You can also check me out talking about, it might be confusing, we're talking about the show Perfect Match over on Rob Has a Podcast on the Love at First Sight feed. So if you go over there, me, Asia, and Kirsten McInnes are talking about the show Perfect Match, where it's kind of like they take all the Netflix love reality shows, they mash them all together, and they have all these people frolic and make sex and make love and kiss, and it's a very kind of
They
debaucherous.
match. They
Yeah,
match
it's
matchy
matches.
matchy.
There's a little table where they bring pictures of each other, and okay, we're gonna make this a match. It's a whole thing. It's a lot of fun. If you are part of the Netflix love show fan viewership, you'll love this because it brings all those shows together and have fun, debaucherous times. So you can check that out over on the Love at First Sight feed on Rob Has a Podcast. And yeah, that's where you can find me when you can't find me here. So until next week, stay good.